Can parents teach and educate their children at home? And if so, how, what, where, and when can this be done? Here are some answers. Welcome to my podcast. I'm Cristina Tumino, a holistic educationist and the founder of the Magical Bodies Method to help parents raise happy and fulfilled children. In my previous episode, I explained the main principles of the Montessori philosophy. This is going to be a two-part video where I will talk about how to implement this philosophy and method at home. So let's start straight away with answering some questions. Can a parent teach? There is a rooted belief that only teachers and qualified people are considered the most suitable individuals to teach. I'm here to tell you that this is not necessarily the case. Parents become teachers the moment their child is born. To teach means to show, to point out, to give instructions, to train, direct, or guide according to its etymological meaning. Parents constantly teach and role model behaviors, whether they are aware of this or not. The problem is that in the last 100 years or more, parents have learned to delegate their children's learning to schools and have grown the belief that this is the best way to educate them. However, with the right guidance, parents can regain their confidence and understanding of how to educate their children to become educated, confident, and well-rounded individuals. So the answer to the question, can a parent teach? Is yes, and you should definitely do it and take full responsibility for it. And it can be easier than what you might think. You just need to get into the right mindset. Okay, so what do I teach? Teaching at home shouldn't be about recreating the school environment. That means following standard curricula and sitting children for 5 or 6 hours, filling up their brain with lots of information. In order to understand what to teach, it is essential to define the purpose of education and the dynamics of teaching. Is education about meeting the job market offer? Is good education about getting the highest mark? Well, I think we should seriously question the purpose of education. I believe that through education, we should give children the right tools for them to develop well as a whole. That means physically, emotionally, intellectually, mentally, and spiritually. We would want them to understand who they truly are and how to find and fulfill their true unique purpose in life. We would want to draw out their already present inner knowledge and so develop their unique hidden potential skills. We would want them to be motivated, confident, respectful, courageous, well articulated, and live a fulfilled life. We would want them to be happy, to do well, and to be proud of them, right? Well, in order to do this, they need to learn the essential skills to prepare for life and build strong character. And these skills are independence, discipline, responsibility, authenticity, confidence, respect, and keeping alive that curiosity and motivation from within. Once they develop these skills, they will be driven by passion to learn and acquire any kind of information and knowledge that is necessary for them to achieve their goals. Socrates believed that we cannot teach anybody anything. We can only make them think. This means that children learn when they are ready and when they are interested in something. Uniqueness plays a crucial role here. The fact that every child is unique requires us to provide a personalized education so they can unfold their unique skills and develop their unique personality. Children are driven by this inner knowledge and motivation, and their way of learning is mostly through play. And this is why they crave playing. Play is a great way to experience things for themselves, to understand the world, understand their emotions, understand the roles that everybody plays in a community, to find out what is interesting for them and what are they good at. Through play, they are completely engaged and focused. Everything for them is play. They play when they work and vice versa. Play is essential for unhealthy growth. And this can help us understand what and most importantly, how we can teach. In terms of curricula, I often like to use the one that Maria Montessori created. This covers different areas of learning, and the materials and activities are made to support children's independence, pace, and needs. Materials have been designed so children are drawn naturally to want to work with them, with little or no help from adults. And with what is called control of error, children can correct themselves. And they support the idea that mistakes are good and see them as an important part of growing and learning. Materials are also concrete, so children can learn with their senses and help them to build those abstract concepts in their minds throughout all areas of learning, from maths, literacy, algebra, geography, science, etc. The key, though, is to learn to observe and follow the child. As an educator, you need to learn to be creative and playful, so to better support your child's needs and interests. There is no point in preparing and forcing your child so to sit down and learn how to do, for instance, additions when the child is not interested in it. It will only be frustrating for you and for your child. And even worse, your child will start to dread maths. But if your child is interested, for instance, in cars, you can make, I don't know, like a racing game with cars. And each time, either you or him win some cars, you will need to add up all the total and see how many you have. He will most probably even be happy to write down the total to keep a track of who's winning or losing. You could teach place value and do additions and subtractions with the bank game and the golden bits. And these are ones of Montessori materials. You could make a veggie shop as a role play activity, and with the excuse that you need to label, I don't know, the veggies and fruits, or write a sign of close and open, make notes as money so you can buy goods. In that way, you will actually be teaching literacy, maths, you will be using creativity, and your child will be experiencing and understanding what does it mean to be in a specific role while playing. In this way, learning becomes engaging and effective. I explained in my previous video the importance of freedoms and boundaries in the prepared environment. Here is an example of what a prepared area could look like. So for instance, at home, you could create an area with low, open shelves and display activities of things that interest your children related to language, maths, science, history, nature. You could prepare a comfy and nice book corner area for your child to sit and read when he or she pleases, even if they don't know how to read. Set an art and craft area for them to access things for themselves, like scissors, colors, things that they can collect in nature, like pebbles or leaves. Put available some recycling boxes, little pieces of fabric, I don't know, anything. Initially, especially when they are very young, you might need to show them how you can, for instance, make a watch from a box of biscuits or a laptop from a box of cereals. And this is just to stimulate their imagination and demonstrate the potential behind a box. They should also grow some vegetables or fruits. Be creative of where to grow them, especially if you have a small house or live in an apartment. The kitchen, for instance, is a perfect place for them to develop some fine motor skills while helping you to cook, to measure ingredients, to transfer in ingredients, but as well to set the table and clean. They need to be responsible for their room, keeping it clean and tidy, making their beds every day. And they should start to do this since they start to walk. They will not understand it, but they will copy you and they will get into the habit of doing it. The more they're involved and contribute to chores of everyday life using real tools and probably more of their size when they are very young, the earlier you can teach them self-discipline, respect, and responsibility. Anything can be an opportunity to teach and learn. A prepared environment should be organized since children are born. I would suggest these two books, the Montessori Toddler and the Montessori Baby, to support your toddler or baby's education at home. I will leave their names in my description below. In their early ages, children tend to copy what you do more than what you say. If they see you reading, they will want to learn how to read. If they see you cleaning or cooking, they will want to do the same. This is instinctual to learn to survive and to adapt to the environment where they grow. If you allow them to do what you do and support independence, they will develop these skills and you will struggle less. For instance, when they get older and they don't want to tidy up their room or follow certain rules. So better do it sooner. Another important thing is the less, the better. Bombarding children with toys doesn't help or improve their imagination or creativity or problem-solving skills. Try to encourage them to make their own toys. In this way, they will develop lots of important skills like confidence, creativity, and problem-solving skills. As an educator, you will be more present when they are very young. When children start to become older, with the right support and environment, they learn to be independent in their learning. And your presence as a teacher will be less necessary. From time to time, I do webinars for parents that would like to teach at home with the Montessori method. You can watch a free video I did of how to introduce numeracy to young children from the age of 2 to 2.5. So you can see in practice what and how to do it. If you would like to find out more on how to educate your child at home, or need some advice on how to create a prepared environment, or have any questions about your child's development, contact me at info@magicalparenting.co.uk. I hope you find some useful information in part 1, while in part 2, I will answer questions such as how, where, and when you can teach. I will talk about technology and give some ideas and solutions for working parents. So to don't miss out on the second part of this topic, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to activate the notification bell. I see you soon. Bye.